My name is Tolly Mosley, and I've lived in Austin from 2004 to 2010 with a 2-year break in California. But I had to come back home to Austin. The thing that made me want to come back home to Austin was the people. As soon as I got out to California, I started calling my mom and calling my friends, whining about being gone, and everyone said, "What are you complaining about? You're in California." But yeah, I missed the energy of Austin people, and California is so beautiful and so great in so many ways, but I miss the mess of Austin. Austin's kind of got its own creative mess going on. And people here are laid back and warm, and that's really special to me. I firmly believe that every city has its own currency. In New York, it's money. LA, fame. Washington, D.C., you could say power. And in Austin, it's creativity. In the time that I have lived in Austin, I've seen the city change in a lot of ways, both good and bad. There's definitely more development here in Austin, and as far as outside, corporate coming into Austin, and I don't necessarily think it's a purely bad or purely good thing. The advantage is, we're bringing in, we have a really strong economy here, and anytime a business comes in, they provide jobs for people. I would rather have core development in the city building up rather than sprawl, and Austin's really seemed to take that to heart. So, but also, there's this kind of I guess sort of internal debate among Austinites between this nouveau California aesthetic and true keep Austin weird, and I don't think those are mutually exclusive. I think that they can coexist and learn from each other, and I think that one of the reasons that Austin keeps bringing in new people is because visitors will come for South by Southwest or ACL or even just college and never want to leave. And that's because there is a magic here that has always been here, and Austinites are extremely proud of their city. And I don't think they will let it change into this IKEA condo, wasteland. That would, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But in addition to the condos, the corporate development, there's also been this resurgence. Local is big anywhere, but in Austin, local business is what makes the city tick, and Austin was doing that before it was cool. So we've seen food trailers explode. You can get a food trailer, you can get a gourmet donut at a food trailer here. You can get a meal made of bananas at a food trailer here. You can get the best tacos you've ever had in your life at food trailers here. You can get chicken pot pie at food trailers. You can get cupcakes at food trailers. There's truly no end to the food trailer business successes here in town. And then finally, I think that another way Austin has changed, and maybe this is kind of an external change, is that we realize that we're being watched, and we realize that we have an opportunity here to present a better model for living, and we can be part of that larger quality of life conversation going on in the rest of the country. What if we don't have freight forever? What if we don't have things that run on gas forever? What if we don't have the ability to even have multinational corporations? Austin survived the recession better than almost any city in the country, and I think a lot of people who don't live here are trying to figure out why. And so one of the reasons that we're all trying to preserve this big, local, keep Austin weird spirit is not just because we're hippies, but because we know it works. And we know that people are so evangelistic and happy here because they live in a city that works. And yeah, so that's the last change. Charged. I mean that in a few different ways. First, just the literal way. Austin is a very wired city. There's a lot of social media here. There are a lot of bloggers here. And I think that the reason that the word charged reminds me of Austin is because I literally always had to keep my laptop and my phone charged to stay in that electronic conversation. And I think that as more cities get wired, their residents are going to realize the importance of constantly keeping your gadgets charged as well. But in the more metaphorical sense, you know, charged because every time you meet an Austinite, they are so, like, they're so proud of their city. And this goes beyond just, like, pride in the state of Texas, which is also considerable. But you meet an Austinite and they want to sit you down and say, oh my God, have you been to this place? Have you been to that place yet? Can I make some recommendations for you? And, you know, there are just very few times you meet someone from Austin who kind of rolls their eyes about their city. I don't think that ever happens. We're just electric in our love for this town because we know we've got something really special. And and I know that every time I meet someone that just moved here or I'm going to visit friends somewhere, when I was back in California trying to get back home to Austin, I just could not stop talking about Leslie, our local drag queen that ran for, our local homeless drag queen that ran for mayor, or Quacks, my favorite coffee shop in the world that inspired me to write, or Barton Springs, where you are just as likely to see a laughing, splashing, happy family as Owen Wilson dropping in for a dip. There are just so many special spots in this town that people have really passionate memories of, and you make those memories here quickly. Austin's kind of an easy sell to people that visit because people want to bring you to all of those spots. So charged because that fervor has never really gone away. I am a preservationist, but I think it's a different reason in the way people normally think. I think that when people hear the word preservation, sometimes they think of it and sort of maybe it's the things it doesn't want to do, like it doesn't want to progress or it doesn't want to move forward. But I think that we have so much wisdom and lessons tucked inside the things that make Austin really special, or things that make several cities special. The reason we want to preserve those places that are special to us, or remind ourselves why certain people in this town are important and keep honoring their memories, is because there's something about that wisdom or that spirit from that place or person that grabbed people and kept us talking and said, what is so special about Barton Springs, or what is it about the Greenbelt, or what is it about Quacks? Like, why do people constantly bring this up in conversation? And Austin's such a contradiction because we've got all these historic, sites, all these, places that have been here for years and years, but we're also so into social media and so into blogging and so into new media, and and I'm part of that generation, and so easy to get caught up in like how we're going to make our mark, and how we're going to take the reins and just run this town. But I think also we have a real reverence for everyone that has come forth to make the city as special as it is. And we've really got to keep on folding that back into our conversations about growth and progress in Austin, because that's why we're all so pumped to live here, is because it's already been, this gift has been prepared for us, and we want to treat this gift well and eventually pass on to someone else. We don't want to make so much of our mark that it stamps out everything. We want to, keep on adding to this gift that we've been given. So that's why I'm a preservationist.